Only a few reality shows are popular worldwide. Pawn Stars on History Channel has done this since 2009. Perfectly blends entertainment, history, and negotiating. Rick Harrison, co-founder of the program and shop, has spent much of his life there and worked hard to grow the pawn shop company. Although dedicated to advancement, Rick has had several personal legal fights that most people are unaware of. Watch what happened to Rick Harrison and check on his health. Fans know Rick Harrison as Richard Kelvin Harrison, born March 22, 1965, to Richard Benjamin Harrison and Joanne Rue Harrison. Sherry Joseph, Rick, and Chris were his parents' four children. Rick was the third. Rick lost his sister Sherry Joanne Harrison early in life. Benjamin and Joanne Harrison's first child, Sherry, died at 6 from Down syndrome. Rick's dad was American Navy veteran. Harrison's family moved to San Diego, California in 1967 when he was 2 due to his father's transfer. After experiencing epileptic seizures at 8 years old, Rick had to spend a lot of time in bed reading. His lifelong passion of books and reading began here. Harrison loved John D. Fitzgerald's The Great Brain series, which featured a 10-year-old Utah con artist named Tom D. Fitzgerald who inspired him. Harrison loved history and physics. He loved learning about the late 1700s, early 1800s Royal Navy. Harrison dropped out of Taft Middle School in San Diego in 10th grade to sell phony Gucci bags for $2,000 a week. The family moved to Las Vegas in April 1981 when their parents' real estate firm failed. Rick faced another challenge when girlfriend Kim got pregnant at 17. Despite his youth, Rick boldly became a father. Tragically, the couple miscarried their first child. They persevered and married in 1982. Corey, their first child, was born on April 27, 1983, and became essential to his father's career. They welcomed Adam, their second child, 2 years later. Harrison and Kim split in 1985 after Adam was born. But Rick wasn't a single dad long. His divorce was 9 months old when he started dating Tracy. They married in 1986 after 8 months of dating. They looked after Corey and Adam. We discussed Rick's career-boosting physics and history studies. Because when his father launched a 300-square-foot secondhand gold and silver coin business on Las Vegas Boulevard South in 1981, Rick's history skills helped the shop succeed by providing historical context for each piece. Rick repossessed autos at night. 5 years later, the family moved to a larger Fremont Street apartment, but they lost their lease after 2 years. Rick stated in his memoirs that he and his father had long desired to turn the store into a pawn shop as a natural progression. They couldn't because a 1955 Las Vegas statute limited pawn licenses by population. They plan to apply for a pawn license when the city reaches 250,000. After legal battles, they received their pawn license in 1989. The father and son launched the gold and silver pawn business at 713 Las Vegas Boulevard South, near the Strip that year. The father and son initially sold sports and historical objects, but jewelry became their best seller. Their business expanded and became famous in Las Vegas. In 2005, they lent millions and earned hundreds of thousands in interest. The following year, the store became known for rare sporting memorabilia with unique histories, like Brock Williams' 2001 Super Bowl ring. Gamblers who pawned items to buy gas to return home were aided. They became popular enough for the History Channel to create Pawn Stars. The show debuted in July 2009. Pawn Stars was created by Left Field Pictures' Brent Montgomery and Colby Gaines. They enjoyed the range of fascinating and shady pawn shops in Las Vegas in 2008. They sought a family-owned shop to build a TV series on, believing these shops could have unique characters. They found the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop, less than 2 miles from the Strip. A 2001 PBS program had covered this shop, and Rick, the manager and part owner, had desired a show about his shop for years. Rick appeared on Insomniac with Dave Attell in 2003. HBO rejected the show's initial idea but permitted it to be transformed into our family-friendly approach. Pawn Stars replaced pawning history since it fit what they were shooting. The name Mox Porn Stars Video is shot at Las Vegas Gold and Silver Pawn Shop. Pawn Stars customers pawn a variety of vintage and antique objects, although jewelry is the most prevalent. The shop stocks approximately 10,000 goods. The business is closed for filming, with few approved customers inside. The Harrisons got famous from the show. Many people watched, gave positive reviews, and desired more, helping the show grow and return every year. Pawn Stars was History Channel's top-rated show in January 2011 and the second highest reality show behind Jersey Shore. Deals, Steals, and My Life at the Gold and Silver, Rick Harrison's biography Licensed to Pawn reached number 22 on the New York Times bestseller list by June 26, 2011. Rick divorced Tracy, his second wife, this year. Next year, Rick Harrison, who had been divorced twice, engaged to Deanna Burdett, another divorcee. Rick enjoyed the show's success and audience growth. I Lost My Head in Vegas was an iCarly episode where he and Chumlee played themselves. Rick appeared in the middle as an antique store owner 4 days later. He married Deanna Burdett in Laguna Beach around this period. This marriage gave Rick 3 stepdaughters, Serena, Kiana, and Marissa. Rick Harrison began promoting the Microtouch One razor in January 2014, appeared in a TV ad for a men's shaving product. After a few months, Pawn Stars creators broadcast United Stuff of America on the History Channel, highlighting historical artifacts. In July 2014, Rick, Corey, and Chumlee debuted on the History Channel's Pawnography, where they try to keep players from winning cash and gold and silver pawn shop products. Unfortunately, Rick and his family suffered several catastrophes. Rick lost his dad in June 2018. Pawn Stars' old man, Richard Harrison, died. Rick told over 245,000 Instagram followers on Monday that Parkinson's illness killed his father. A Harrison family representative confirmed the patriarch's death and shared Rick's Instagram comment, which was a History Channel statement expressing sympathy. "We mourn the passing of our friend Richard the Old Man Harrison, a beloved History and Pawn Stars family member," the statement continues. His insight and honesty will be missed. Our thoughts are with the Harrison family during this difficult time. Rick was heartbroken after losing his father and became fully responsible for the family and shop. The 2019 COVID-19 pandemic devastated the business and presented several issues for Rick. Pawn businesses may have thrived during COVID-19 due to widespread hardship. Pawn shops were the place to go for fast cash in a pinch. Unfortunately, many firms didn't. Business initially increased during the pandemic, but it didn't endure. Pawn Stars star Rick told Fox News that COVID-19 had corrupted the pawn shop business. He said the business was struggling to establish its feet. Now that most people were only doing important things, pawn shops weren't on their lists. Unfortunately, as cases increased, Rick had to temporarily close his shop in March 2020. The tourist area was shuttered for 30 days, while the financial section continued. The store's CFO told the Las Vegas Review-Journal that Rick was still eager to battle for his business, and that he and the world-famous gold and silver pawn shop crew were ready to work harder. "We decreased interest rates on products," he told a Las Vegas TV station in April 2020. "We extended pickup time. Got it. Longtime resident of this place. It gave me a lot, so I strive to give back." Rick said in that interview that the economy would recover in 6 months. Unfortunately, we now know otherwise. Due to COVID-19, the gold and silver pawn store, which regularly makes over $1 million, only made $37,406 in 2020, according to the Daily Mail. Rick also had to divorce his third wife, whom he married in September 2020. Rick Harrison and Deanna Burdett appeared to have moved apart so much that they couldn't stay married, according to TMZ court documents. In the suit, Rick said their interests, opinions, and preferences have diverged so far that they can't get along in marriage. TMZ also suggested that the divorce may have been forgotten due to the national George Floyd demonstrations. Rick told TMZ he had 3 great girls, alluding to Deanna's 3 children from her previous marriage, adding that the divorce was mutual. He also said he moved on. Recent Instagram father-daughter images show he still considers his stepchildren his own. Father-daughter day off-roading, Rick posted on Instagram on August 7. He has voiced similar feelings regarding several stepdaughters, positive at least. Corey, his kid, and Austin Chumley Russell, his best friend, helped Rick overcome the obstacles. Rick married Amanda Palmer, his fourth wife, a year later, hoping for a brighter life. Rick's legal struggles with his mother, Joanne Rue, resumed in February 2022. Rick's mother, Joanne Harrison, sued him over family assets, including the gold and silver pawn shop. Nevada State Court received the civil lawsuit. The complaint names Rick Harrison, the gold and silver pawn store, Harrison Properties, Jorick Properties, and others as defendants. Family businesses are difficult to run since finances may disrupt relationships. The son and mother suffered this. Money issues strained Rick and Joanne's relationship. His mother accused Rick of violating a contract, noting that she was married to his father for almost 60 years. In the early 2000s, Rick had her sign over her 51% ownership of the pawn store to him in the hospital after she woke up from a coma, even though she didn't understand. This tarnished Rick's reputation. His story followers regarded him to be a family-oriented person who wouldn't screw his family for money. When Richard died in 2018, his wife acquired his 49% pawn store portion. It appeared her son never given her the business's entire financial documents, because she claimed she hadn't obtained adequate paperwork for more than $500,000 in cash and silver, which she believed Richard held before his death. She said Rick stopped sending her money from her late husband, Richard's company Stake. Rick ceased sending her $25,000 payments in 2020. Joanne also sought court reinstatement of that allowance. Fans worried about Rick's fortune when Joanne obtained a temporary restraining order against her son to prevent him from selling the family's assets. Rick could not move or hide cash assets or take any steps that might limit her stake in the family firm under the restraining order. The complaint sought unspecified damages, a full asset account, and a court order to halt Rick from spending his mother's money. He had to relinquish control over her possessions through constructive trust. Rick later stated in an interview that the claims are false and that he believes my 81-year-old mother is being manipulated. Joanne asked, while Rick enjoys his comfortable life as a celebrity in control of all the family businesses and finances, I am scared and unsure if I will have enough money to cover my medical and personal expenses every month. A report stated that Joanne, 80, had various health issues that required 24-hour care, which might cost $15,000 each month. Rick heard about the restraining order request via the news. He responded, I've tried to call her numerous times in recent months, but have failed. My mother owns one of the corporations she's suing. His mother's lawsuit confused Pawn Stars' star. Rick faced many hurdles, but his worst blow was still to come. Rick's son died in January 2024. A Clark County, Nevada, public information officer confirmed the 39-year-old's fentanyl and methamphetamine overdose death. The Clark County medical examiner deemed the death accidental. Another resident noticed his absence since January 17th, raising concerns. The landlord called police after finding him unresponsive. Harrison announced his son's death on Instagram by uploading a photo of himself and Adam at a restaurant on January 19. My heart will always hold you. Harrison wrote, Adam, I adore you, adding a broken heart. On January 22, family spokesperson Laura Herlovich said Adam died from a fentanyl overdose. Are devastated Adam's death. Respect our privacy as we grieve his death. Rick stated that the fentanyl epidemic in this country must be taken more seriously. For Rick's touching Instagram tribute to his son Adam, many offered sympathies. I'm sorry, man, said Donald Trump Jr. Adams' older brother Corey Harrison, uploaded a childhood photo on Instagram. He posted, I'll always adore you, Bubba. Despite not appearing on Pawn Stars, Adam Harrison worked at Gold and Silver Pawn and later became a plumber. Adam didn't appear interested in going on the show, Corey said. Rick remains upbeat and hides his sadness behind his bright smile despite all his challenges. Rick backed Trump for president and Rodmar for Nevada's 3rd Congressional District in 2020, even considered running for Nevada governor in 2022. Rick also considered running for U.S. Senate in 2024. Many party members have asked me about it, and I always consider it. I'm undecided but leaving my options open. Rick became a Kentucky colonel on Pawn Stars.